And we are live.
Good morning.
Welcome. This is Conversations with Sheri and Terry Ann. We are excited to be here this morning. We are here every Wednesday at 9:30. Because what else have you got to do on a Wednesday morning at 9:30? I am Terry Ann, life coach TA. I help you to defeat the lies of negative self-talk by developing perspectives which reveal unseen possibilities, leading to pathways opening onto which you can proceed toward the truth. And my co-host today is...
Good morning. I am Sheri Berger. I am the owner of Here to There Consulting, and we educate business owners with the tools to balance life, business, and finance, because that's so important to have balance so that you can move on and have growth, great leadership, and great success in your business, because I want to help you create the business and the life that you deserve. And today we're going to talk about
personal growth. What is personal growth, and is it something that you are working on? Now, Sheri, you work with this quite often with your clients. How would you define personal growth?
Personal growth, right, is personal growth, definition of personal growth. Is that what you're really asking me? So yes. Does it really have a definition? No, it does. Personal growth means that you're growing, right? So sometimes you got to get out of your way. You know how many times you say, I want to be a better public speaker, but I don't do anything about it. I want to be a better mom, but what are you doing about it? I want to be a better wife. What are you doing about it? I want to grow my business, right, to be more effective and efficient, but what are you doing? So personal growth is the doing part of what do you want, right? How do you want to grow? And this is a great time of year because, well, today happens to be Veterans Day. So I want to say, I do want to say thank you to all of our veterans out there, but I'm saying we're in November. So we're getting ready for the first of the year. So what kind of growth or what do you want, right? As we're setting our goals, what's getting in the way of your goals? Usually it's some form of personal growth. Terry Ann, you teach people how to not believe lies and a lot about mindset. Is that what part of their personal growth needs to be? Right? That could be part of it, could be mindset. I mean, I teach on mindset too. I do it in a different manner, but I'm saying, is that part of your personal growth? I do know that we have somebody that joined us and they're showing up as Facebook user. If you could maybe post how or let them know how they could show their name. I believe it's Julie, only because I'm seeing her at Kansas City Inspired Coffee with Sheri, which I'm live there as well.
Facebook, we are using a program here to broadcast called StreamYard. Facebook does not allow StreamYard to show the names of our followers and our commenters unless they give permission. So if you would like to give permission, go to streamyard.com/Facebook and give permission, and your name will show. You do not have to give your name if you don't wish. You'll just be anonymous. We'll still see your comment. We just won't be able to attribute it to your name personally.
And if you could put that in the comments somewhere, Terry Ann, we need to start putting that like in our post just so that people know how to do that. Because it's so much easier, I don't know about you, if we can just click and do, right? So I would really appreciate that, Terry Ann. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, I'm umming.
You're umming out there.
Masters so that I wouldn't do ums and ahs and I could give good communication, right? And people don't usually know this about me, but 14 years ago, I joined Toastmasters and I was scared to get up in front of others and do public speaking. And it was holding me back, right? I was running a business, had a degree. Well, I was running a business, had a degree, but I couldn't teach workshops and I couldn't because I didn't want to get up and do public speaking, right? Mm-hmm. And then another thing that I just recently did with personal growth is a year ago, last October, didn't like videos, didn't like pictures of me, not that I like them now, because I don't, but I had to get over that, right? By doing videos. And that's when I started up Kansas City Inspired Coffee with Sheri, where I give out business tips and life tips out on there. Usually I give a tip a day. I stopped doing that after the pandemic. I know, because I've been too busy doing things like this and training and masterminds and see all the, what is it called? Possibilities
open.
That with personal growth can cause, right? So some of the questions, go ahead.
I joined Toastmasters to improve. I had no problem speaking to people. Hey, I'll get up from the crowd, sure, but I would talk off the top of my head. I joined Toastmasters so that I could improve upon, I could grow that skill. I knew the skill was there, but it needed to be honed. It needed to be developed. I hated to be on camera. I'll stand behind the camera, take a picture all day long. I did not want to be in front of the camera, in front of video. So what did I do? One day I woke up and got this brainy idea. I need to forget that. I turned the camera on and just started speaking, gave my own short little speech. And because I wasn't paying attention to what I was saying, I had a plot. I wound up discussing the word dream. I gave a definition to the letter D, and I said, and follow along for each of the remaining letters. I just committed myself to 4 more videos. Instead of stopping it, I checked the video to make sure the volume was there, slapped on a picture on the front, picture on the back. It's going up. I guess I'm doing 4 more.
And that's a great way to start personal development. But what if you went out and started reading books on how to do better videos online?
But what if I don't like to read?
Well, what if you listen to them on audio? Or what if you listen to podcasts on how to give good, right? So, back in the day, we used to have to use those Rolex at the library. Okay, I know Terry Ann already found out that I was old. She was arguing with her husband that I wasn't, and then they confirmed I'm old. So, yes, I'm old, and I remember the library days.
Yes.
Right? So I want to make sure I say good morning to Debbie. And I also wanted to ask Debbie and anybody else that's out there. I think we had Julie out there. I wanted to ask, what kind of personal growth are you working on? Or what were your goals for next year? And how can we maybe grow those into, right, personal growth? So anyway, I would love for you guys, we'd love to have interaction and comments from you. I do say today I have my confidence in my hand cup. I know it's the
Me
one
too.
it's the one that Terry Ann stole from me to put it in the picture and then went and made one. So if you want confidence in your hand, you could make one too. But you know
That's
what's
right.
more important?
Coffee, tea, doesn't matter, does it?
More important to get confidence in your hand is to grow. Write that down. I'm not kidding you. To get confidence in your hand, grow. But what does growth in personal development mean to you? You want to be, what do you want to be and why aren't you getting there, right? So growth, personal growth is, it's so important to me to be a good wife. So I'm constantly reading and learning how to be a better wife. I know I'm really a perfect wife. Just don't talk to my husband. He's the imperfect one. Oh, wait, that doesn't help you, does it? I always want to be a better mom, even though technically I now have all adult children because my baby is 18. So, but you still, right?
Still mom.
And I'm always growing in my business, because if I don't grow in my business and learn and listen to all these podcasts, I'm a business coach. Did you guys know that? I can't go and help all these other people. So I think what was one of your questions, Terry? And she goes, how do you have time for personal growth, right? Because
how do you make that time?
Yeah, right now I have aging parents. I have young adults. I have one grown. I know you're like, what's the difference? Okay, my younger ones are 22, 21, and 18. So they still need a little mentoring and coaching. And my oldest one is 31, And, he's pretty much grown to be who he's going to be, right? I mean, and the other ones are trying to figure it out. But if I'm not growing, well, even my 31-year-old, I'm sure he's watching me, right? Actually, my 31-year-old is going to take on a very new role. He's going to be a dad in March. Where's he going to learn how to be a dad, right? From watching us, right, as parents, but hopefully he'll go read more books and more, right? So anyway, what is personal growth to you, and what are some of the things that you guys do?
I like that word, to you, because personal growth is an individual, it is a personal decision. Let's see, what have we got here? We've got Debbie telling us, grow my business from my in-person model into a successful online virtual business.
And you're not the only one that's there, Debbie, right? If we're not going online right now with business, you're going to die, right? So you got to be creative in that. And so there's a lot of books, there's tapes, you can get coaches, you can get mentors to grow in that. And Julie, I just want to let you know that you did do it correct, and we can see you. And good morning and welcome. But yeah, what is personal growth to you? And Debbie is phenomenal. She's always growing. She's been in her business for a very long time. And yeah, but it's a new way of doing business, right?
It's a definitely new way.
It's about showing up online, making it fun for your clients or customers, right? And showcasing what that is. So, in what ways could you do that, right?
Now, you talked about you joined Toastmasters because you were afraid to speak in public. I joined Toastmasters to hone my speaking, to develop those skills. One of my growth paths. What are some other growth paths that you've taken besides Toastmasters? You've got Toastmasters, you've got podcasts. What are the things you do to grow yourself? And into our Facebook people as well.
Well, we have Debbie from Texas that doesn't show herself, who happens to be my sister-in-law. So anyway, I have a sister Debbie and I have a sister-in-law Debbie, just to confuse.
All right.
There you go. But anyway, what was I going to say? Oh, personal growth should be ongoing. So I like to walk. Back before pandemic days, I would go to the gym, but I always listen to my podcast. Okay, I'm lying. I don't always. Sometimes I got to get my jam on, right? Sometimes I got to listen to my worship music. And sometimes you may or may not be shocking. Catch me not walking, but maybe skipping around the block. Oh, wait.
Right.
I did that when I was 5, so you can do it now, right? So personal growth, I think, sometimes can be fun. Oh, no, wait, you can make it fun quite often. This morning, I was telling you, I was listening to Steve Harvey, which I think he's so funny, but he also is educational, right? So he'll make some jokes about, right, relationships or, and he's a Christian individual. And he was talking about even how to be a good dad. But he'll have some of that good in it with fun, though, right? So my point is, personal growth does not have to be boring.
Okay.
So
it's more than sitting in the corner and just reading that book.
Yeah.
There's more to it than that.
So somebody was listening to David Ramsey. He's the financial guru, right? I'm certified with David Ramsey. I've worked with his team. I know David Ramsey, right? And the funny thing is somebody goes, David Ramsey's actually funny and engaging. You think? And not everybody likes him. And you don't have to like him, right? Maybe that's not your person. But when you're trying to do personal growth, go find those leaders and people that you admire or look up to or think, right? I mean, I just threw a couple out there,
Oh, which leads to Julie's comment. Perfect timing. Julie says, I tend to find people during the day to have conversations with. Working or volunteering and listening to other opportunities to engage strangers. That engagement, especially during this pandemic time, not just off by yourself. In what ways are you finding that you can still engage with other people?
There are so many ways. I know that I've been, right? I go out. I have a lot of people that do, well, they do things like this. Like we're doing conversations with Sheri and Terry Ann. I'll go listen to them or go follow them just to support them, right? To engage with them. Because if you want to help other people and support other people, some of them will reciprocate. But sometimes, like Julie was saying, you meet phenomenal, amazing people along the way. And I think the way we engage in what we do today is so different, especially in the pandemic, right? So, yeah, that's great. And you can engage. And, you still can have coffee with people. There's a thing called Zoom. There's a thing called, what is it called? Google Meetup.
Google Hangouts. Facebook even has their own rooms now.
I know.
You can create a room, invite a few friends, say, grab your coffee, your Coke, your whatever. Hey, let's just look at each other on the screen and pretend we're sitting around the table and let's talk.
Yeah, and so it's just the way you do it. So I don't know. I think I've heard a rumor that Zoom is going to not limit that 40 minutes, like coming up Thanksgiving, because a lot of people aren't, right? They're doing Thanksgiving on Zoom.
Oh, I haven't heard that. Okay.
But engaging with people is so good. Oh my gosh, Brenda is on. Good morning, Brenda.
Good morning, Brenda.
She was saying she might not be on, but personal development is so important. So I have one of my favorite sayings about personal development is, if you're not growing, then you're dying. I have some amazing friends. I have mentor friends that are 20 years older than me. And I've been friends with them for 30 some odd years. And I was like 20 when I met them or something, right? Anyway, my point is they're constantly growing, right? Constantly hanging with them. Constantly hanging with older people or learning from others. But you and I were even talking that you don't always just learn from your older friends. You got younger friends too, right? And constantly having mentors, coaches, people in your life. I mean, it's just personal development is more than a one and done, right? It's a constant
thing. I like that. It's more than just, I got this degree, I'm done.
Oh, that's what I was going to say about my older friends. You know why they're fun to hang out with? They're growing, right? And they're not old. You get old when you stop growing. Did you hear me? I know. I just said, if you stop growing, you're just going to get old.
Oh, I like that too.
Retirement. Even retirement. What does that look for you, right? You still need to be growing in retirement.
Julie says, whenever I need to get out, and mask wearing can be a great conversation starter. Everyone has an opinion. That is true. You can get a lot of conversation going, a lot of pros and cons, and just discussions about the kind of mask that you're wearing, etc. It is a conversation starter.
It's called an icebreaker, right?
Yes, at Toastmasters, we call that an icebreaker.
So, well, people in general call it an icebreaker.
In general, too, yes.
I think Toastmasters just stole that. Wait,
Toastmasters. They just stole the term, you think? Okay.
Toastmasters been around, 93 years, I think?
Something like that, yes.
And we changed our new program, though, to Pathways now, so.
Oh. So I do find it interesting. Personal growth is a personal thing. Nobody else can do that for you. You can't be too busy to grow. We were talking earlier about right now, we're kind of in this sandwich generation, I guess they're calling us, because we could be taking care of our parents and our children. There's a lot of caring, and you cannot care for someone else if you're not taking care of yourself. So you're always growing. Even my mother is in her 80s. She doesn't like this having to sit still stuff. She's going to get out and do something. She's always got a book going, got a project going, got something going on, talking to people to stay focused and to keep growing. My grandfather died 6 weeks before his 107th birthday. He was busy setting out his usual garden. There was no stopping him. Every year, there was always something to keep him going. So how about the rest of you? Any more comments in our last few minutes? What are you doing for your own personal growth?
So Brenda says, yep, the eyes have it. I think she's talking about that you can see people's eyes with a mask. I'm not sure what she meant by that. But yeah, personal growth is. And Debbie says that she's the cool one. And Linda said hi. So there you go. And Linda's owned her business for a while. And I know she does a lot she's had a lot of videos coming up and showing new products and a lot of that can be personal growth or to know people. Or, you know what I like about Toastmasters? We talked about this, Terry Ann. Toastmasters, you grow, but you get feedback in the process. So when I give a speech, and I know some of our Toastmaster friends, we're doing this for business or to help businesses or to help people in the community. But some of our Toastmaster friends have said, oh, I want to watch you. And I don't know about you. The first thing I go is, I bet you I'm going to get some constructive criticism on and also compliments.
It's not criticism. It's called feedback.
It is feedback. And their feedback in Toastmasters is, what I'm saying. This is what you did really, really well. They compliment you. They let you know where you can improve. And then they give you a great feedback to end, right, with what you did well. But it's great because then you know what people are thinking or how you can improve. And of course, some of that you take with a grain of salt, right? But I always like to call Toastmasters is the safest place to fail. And I call my Toastmasters my Toastmaster family, because how many amazing people like you, Terry Ann, do I know in Toastmasters? So we always do it in an encouraging, loving, and you get a high off watching other people grow. So if I do give any, what did you call it? Evaluation or comments back to you, it's because I want you to be better. And so that's the whole purpose of it. And me as a coach, I coach people and help people because I want you to be a better version of you. But personal development, like I said, what are your goals at the end of the year? And what can you do? Right? What's getting in the way would be the first comment. So what are your goals? What's getting in the way? And how could you grow to go to the next level? So it's like a circle, right? Personal development.
It's a circle, yes. And while they're thinking and posting, I do find important what you just said. And that is, like, for example, in Toastmasters, positive people around you. I think it's very important that you have someone positive in your life. My husband has started naming this. This is Provember. We're only saying positive things. So as things happen, if it's more of a negative thought, wait a minute, this is Provember. Change how you're saying that.
Which is great when you, right? Like in my family, my kids growing up, I used to always tell them they couldn't say dummy, stupid, shut up, all those stuff that would degrade somebody else, right? So I'm talking the minute you could talk. So my kids thought shut up was the S word and stupid was the S word. And I realized people thought those were cuss words, but no. And D is a D word. My kids were not allowed to say that. Well, as teenagers, I had to change that because they would find ways around it, right? Right? To say it without using those not allowed words at mom's house, right?
I use a different word, right?
And now I say, is it necessary? Is it kind? Right? Is it helping the other person? What is that called? I have it in my hung up in my house because I would tell the kids, and when they were preteen and teenagers, I'd make them go up and go look at it. Kind. I think it was called kind. What is it called? Anyway, is it necessary? Right? Is it necessary? Is it in, whatever it is. So when you're talking about that whatever it's called, even in your marriage, right? Is it necessary? Is it right?
And I like Brenda's comment. It's a reminder, small spaces at a time, baby steps, just one step. Work. If there's a lot that you need to work on, you don't have to make it overall. Work on one small area at a time.
And that's good for Brenda to say, because Brenda's a health coach, just to let you know. So if you make small changes in your health over time, you become healthier, right? So if we make small changes in our business, your business becomes healthier, right?
Right.
Small changes in the direction that you want to go. But if you don't do any personal growth, how are you going to overcome that obstacle, right?
And that's where, for example, if I'm working with someone, it can be overwhelming, all of the different things. Okay, let's focus. Focus on one. You'd be surprised how focusing on the one can affect all of the following things.
So did you just tell me I shouldn't eat the whole elephant all at once?
Yeah. Have you ever heard that phrase of how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time?
Exactly what I heard you say.
No, I thought I said that. I could have sworn it was what I heard myself say.
So if you want more confidence, you want to overcome an obstacle, look into what you can do, because personal growth is the action behind it.
Ooh, the action. Speaking of action, what are we going to be discussing? How about next week?
We had it all listed out.
All listed, and let me tell you what it is.
Yeah.
Next week, how will your Thanksgiving be different this year? We're all looking for ideas on how to celebrate Thanksgiving this year. It's a family holiday. It's a family gathering. A lot of families can't get together this year. So how has everything that's going on affected your personal growth in developing and creating ways to celebrate this year?
And we'll talk about that next Wednesday. And so I'll come back, start thinking about that. You can make comments on Conversations with Terry and Sheri and is that how it goes? Yes. You can make comments on there, and we would love to get back to those too.
Yes, we'd love to discuss those next week as you're coming up with different ideas.
And thank you so much for joining us today, and invite your friends, and people can always come back and watch these too. And let us know if there's other topics that you would like us to talk about. If you see, I think we have lined out till the end of the year, Terry Ann.
Yes, we do. Posted on
we're
our
already planning for the first. So we're already going to start planning for the first of the year, and we would love to talk about topics that you guys would like us to talk about. Make it a great day.
Everyone have a great day, great week. Thank you very much for your service to our veterans. See you all next week.